You can be at the top of your game in some things, while down at the bottom in others. Let's take a look at some world-class performers who, much like all of us, are still on their chess journey. So these two humans went for a strength and power build, but they have some skill points left over, and they are sinking them into their focus and their strategy, right? So we have a French defense, normal variation here, and Arnold versus Mike Tyson, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold is a long-term chess player. He's been a chess player for very many years, and he's known to play during his workouts. He's known to play in his bodybuilding days at the gym with some of his competitors slash friends. And I think it's really cool to see that commitment. I think it's awesome when we see these celebrities, these world-class performers of anything, be able to advocate for the game of chess. I think that's huge. I think it's really cool to see, and it's really cool to see them kind of come to life and be more human when we have these opportunities to critique them, right? I mean, Arnold could punch me one time, Mike Tyson could punch me one time, and I'd probably die. I'd probably actually die, and I would probably wipe the floor with them at chess. Some of you watching right now would wipe the floor with them at chess. I think that's fascinating because they are probably right around that beginning level, a little bit better than beginning, I would say, but a lot of what happens in this game, I would say, is definitely that upper level of like where intermediate play might begin, but we'll see what happens here, right? Like Mike Tyson plays a very sharp line, advancing with the knight. This is not the best move. What he should have done, there's a couple different things. You can take with the queen. You can go bishop to b4 here. That works as well. But taking with the queen is the most forcing move, and it will guarantee the queens get off the board. It'll get some good space here. It'll force you to answer to what's going on in this pawn, and it doesn't look as easy as it might be because this bishop can't go here and support this. So what are you going to do? Well, no matter what, it's looking like you're going to have to end up moving the king even after this exchange. So Mike Tyson maybe just missed that a little bit, or maybe he wanted to twist the knife a little bit. His position is a little bit stronger, as the eval bar does show. From here, he does the best move. Arnold takes the pawn back in retaliation, doubles the knight, asks a threat here. What are you doing, punk? Now h6 comes out, simply dislodging the structure, right? It's between e5 and h6 right now, okay? e5 just gets that center territory, opens up the bishop to come out for the future, right? And then we'll have total power on the bishops, okay? Mike Tyson's bishops are looking like they're about to be really, really strong. This bishop is strong. This bishop is strong here too, but they're down. They're down and behind a little bit, it feels like to me as well. So h6 comes out, a very natural move and a very good move. So good on Mike Tyson for that. Where is this knight going to go? It dislodges it, right? We can't go here because we're going to get taken. We can't advance. I mean, that would just be a sacrifice for no reason, right? This is not a desperado situation. So we can go c3 and counterattack, and then maybe we can try and take the queen on our own terms, and that would probably work out decently well. Black is still up in the eval bar. If we do that, we don't want to do that. Oops, sorry. But Arnold opts for taking the knight that was on f6, giving a check here, okay? And so the knight is going to be taken by the queen immediately, and things look kind of rough now. Gotta move the knight, or gotta attack this knight. Which one comes first? I'll tell you what's funny about it. This is not the top engine move right now. Stockfish really likes c3, and that's a hard move to find. I'm sure all of you are probably watching on the screen right now trying to find out where we should put this knight. And this is where we should put the knight. However, Arnold does opt for h3, which is weak and totally losing because the knight's out of the way and there's nothing to protect this king anymore. So we're weak. We're weak over here on the white side of the board, 100%. And that is a devastating check, isn't it? Forcing the king to move, we lose our right to castle, and we clog up our beautiful, beautiful light-colored diagonal that we have a tendency to have the strength on when we are white, right? So b6 comes out. Was that the best move in the engine? No, probably not. A little bit too passive. Knight to d4 check comes out. Another check. There's nothing wrong with that. And we also have the option to bring the bishop out. Bishop to d7 works. well here. I don't know why it would say that this is too slow in comparison, but, I would say that there's a lot of intuition here in Mike Tyson. Maybe he knows how Arnold plays, or maybe he just sees something that maybe we do not at this moment. Brilliant move, if you ask me. I think that C4 is a really good move. And of course, it's nowhere near the top on the engine, but that's what I feel like a lot of us would play, and especially if we're really even lower rated at that true beginner level, because it stops this check here, which is checkmate, right? But how else can we defend against that? We have knight to F4, right? Block here. Queen to D3. Take the bishop when it goes there. Threaten this knight as well. So what we actually end up with is queen to E5 check, and they're going to take the knight there. Oh, well, this looks like you're just going to win, right? At surface level, very surface level. Yes, I have an extra piece. 2 knights to 1 pawn, to 2 pawns and 1 knight. That means I'm winning. Well, no, because of all of the possible moves. And is that what Arnold thought? I really genuinely doubt it, but it looks pretty natural to us. And bishop to B7 check. Okay, he lost a rook, right? But there's something more devastating on the board, isn't there? 2 possible moves in this position, says Stockfish. This one is a forcing sequence, mate in 3. This one is the only thing that lets you live. Okay, and you're still minus 11 on the evo bar after it happens. Got to sack the queen. Got to sack the queen. And it's tough. It's a tough situation to be in, but you got to do it sometimes. That's how we know the level that we're at right now, because they didn't want to trade their queens, right? Most of the time, we don't understand for a very long part of our chess journey that we got to delay mate for as long as possible, right? That's still something that we have to do as chess players. Even if it's on the board and we're losing position, we either resign or delay it for as long as possible. Play it out and look and learn, right? So king to G4 is the only other option that works in that position. Now we have the forcing sequence, mate in 3. Go ahead and try and find it if you can. Queen to F5, check. King to H4 is forced. Now, what do we do? We're going to bring the bishop out. Bishop to E7 check, okay? Now, there is one move in this position. One singular move in this position. Knight to G5 check. Takes. Checkmate. The Terminator has fallen. I've said it 100,000 times, and I'll say it 100,000 more times. Write it on my tombstone. Chess is for everybody. Mastering anything requires great time and dedication. The man that wrote the foreword to this book might just be weaker than you at chess. That game was in 2021, and he's still pursuing the game, and so should you be. Get out there and find a board. As always, happy chess.